Section 8.3, Photosynthesis. In this section, we're going to take a closer look at the process of photosynthesis. So here again is the chemical equation in both chemical symbol form as well as word format. So the process itself starts with 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water. So we call carbon dioxide and water our reactants, or our starting material. Now, with the help of light energy, carbon dioxide and water are transformed into 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen gas. So glucose, or sugar, and oxygen gas are considered to be our products, or our end results. So the following diagram describes what actually is taking place in photosynthesis. Please make sure that you label your diagram in your note guide. The process of photosynthesis takes place inside the chloroplast. So what you're seeing here is a diagram of the chloroplast. The process is made up of 2 separate reactions. The first reaction is called the light reactions, and the second reaction is called the Calvin cycle. In the light reaction, it begins with light and water, and in the end, you end up with 3 separate products: oxygen, ATP, and a brand new energy-carrying molecule that acts just like ATP, but this time it's called NADPH. Hence, the arrows protruding from the light reactions. Those signify the products that are coming from the light reactions. Once the light reactions are done, then the Calvin cycle can take place. The Calvin cycle begins with carbon dioxide, and it also ends up with 3 products. We have sugar, and then we have the energy-carrying molecules that signal that energy has been released. We have ADP plus P, and then NADP plus. Again, these 2 are just meant to tell us that energy has been released, and it's going to go back into the light reactions so the whole process can recirculate and happen once more. Now, let's look at a step-by-step play as to what happens in each of the reactions for photosynthesis. We'll start with the light-dependent reaction, since that's what happens first. The light-dependent reaction obviously depends on the sunlight to happen, and it occurs in the thylakoid of the chloroplast. Please make sure you add that piece of information in your note guide. It begins with water, H2O, and then water splits into hydrogen, or H2, and oxygen. So that in the end, once all is said and done, you end up with 3 separate products. Oxygen becomes released into the atmosphere, ATP is produced, and your new friend, the energy-carrying molecule NADPH, is also produced. The second reaction is called the Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle is also known as light independent because it does not require light. This takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. It begins with carbon dioxide, CO2, and through a series of steps and with energy, the carbon dioxide is changed into glucose, otherwise known as sugar. So in the end, after the Calvin cycle is complete, you should end up also with 3 things: glucose, or sugar, ADP plus P, and NADP plus, to signify that energy was released to transform the carbon dioxide into sugar.